It's a mystery. Why? Mystery Booster 2, one of the best products ever made. Like, seriously, this is one of my favorite products ever, but it's a mystery why it's not available at a local game store near you. Currently, the only way to get your hands on Mystery Booster 2 is to go to a big Magic event, like a Magic Con, but shouldn't this be available in local game stores for those of us who can't attend big Magic events to enjoy? Well, it is of course available through other means, and I've managed to get a hold of a box. Actually, I've managed to get a hold of 30 boxes, which I'm gonna give away to all of you, but first, I want to open up this booster box of Mystery Booster 2 and talk about what makes this one of the greatest products ever, one of my favorite products ever. And as I do so, guess the prices of these cards and see if I can get the money that I spent on this box within this box. Now that may be easier to do than you think. Did you know that there's a single card that's worth the price of the box? Seriously, if I crack this card, I get what I paid for this box, and there's a lot of other cards of value to be had here. And yeah, like I said, I'm giving away all 30 of these Mystery Booster 2 boxes on my next Whatnot stream as part of the Great Whatnot Card Show this Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific. Whatnot is just like if Twitch and eBay had a baby. People are able to stream themselves selling items from Magic the Gathering packs and accessories to, well, I've got signed playmats, signed Magic the Gathering cards, and this special signed edition of the Academic Deck Box, a deck box that I helped design, available only during the Whatnot Card Show in this beautiful color combination of blue, gold, and white. When you create a brand new account on Whatnot, you'll get a $15 credit to spend on anything from the Academic Deck Box to Magic the Gathering cards and packs. And that's good on my stream, anyone's stream, even the Command Zone stream. That's right, the Command Zone is streaming right before me. So tune into the Command Zone, check out their amazing giveaways. Looks like they're giving away a Final Fantasy Collector booster box. That's worth how much? Whoa! Yeah, tune in for that and then stay for me, where I'm giving away, well, it's not a Final Fantasy Collector booster box, but it is 30 booster boxes of Mystery Booster 2, one of the best Magic the Gathering products ever made, in all honesty. But is it worth the money to buy? Well, let's open up a box and see what makes this Mystery Booster so mystery special. All right, here it is, Mystery Booster 2, Draft the Unknown, but we're going to do the unthinkable. We're not going to draft this box. I've drafted so much of this. I've played it with friends. I've played it at events. I love Mystery Booster 2. I think it's better than the original. I really do mean it when I say this is one of the best Magic the Gathering products and experiences ever made. But here we go. I think this is the only time, probably the only time I ever will, just crack open a box and get what's inside. I'm trying to personally, for me, complete the collection, and it's really tough because it's big. Mystery Booster 2 goes deep, and there's some big cards in it. The number one, like I already mentioned, is Urza. If we get Urza, I think that pays for the box, but if we get Oracle of the Alpha, I think even Command Tower, pretty much any future sight in foil is really up there. There's so much cool stuff in here as well. Again, I urge you, if you've never experienced Mystery Booster 2 and you have the opportunity to do so, here we go. I'm going to guess prices for a bit, and then I also have a promise to keep. I promised you all that I would talk about why, if you've been listening to my box openings for the last year, I've mentioned that I've stopped drinking. And I always said I'm not going to tell the full story about it until 1 year. Well, it was 1 year, actually a couple weeks ago now, so I'm past it. No, I didn't start drinking again. I'm going to talk about that in detail. We'll see, may not. But I want to get through at least half the box, guessing prices, see what we crack, and then we can get into story time as promised. And here we are, my beautiful Ugin Champion playmat. And the very first pack. Now, I forget the order. Is the rare going to be right on top? No, it's not. Oop, oop, oop. No Pixies. No Pixies. All right. Here we go. All right. Obviously, commons. We don't need to do prices even here in the first pack. Let's see how it's organized. So Mystery Booster 2 draws on a lot of sets, and you get the original set symbol, but to indicate that it wasn't from that set, you've got this little Planeswalker symbol down there. Looks like we've got commons and uncommons mixed up. We've got old border cards in here. And also at the back, there are the playtest cards or the mystery cards. I think they're called not playtest cards here, but mystery cards? Or are they called playtest cards? You'd think a big Mystery Booster fan like me would know. None of this is going to be worth anything, but they're great for your draft experience. And then we are going to get down to the real money, potentially, when we hit, where are we? Right? No, wow, we're going all the way to the end. Okay, so it's white border. You can get white border treatments. This is our rare Grim Hireling. That's not going to be anything. That's $2, right? But here we go. A white border Displacer Kitten, and it's got the mystery symbol on it. Beautiful card. That's got to be a $10 card, right? Show me $10. Now, I didn't look up in advance. I should have. It's been a while. When was the last time we did a shuffle up and play drafting Mystery Booster that hasn't aired yet. And that's such a great one. But it's been a bit. I forget if you get one white border and one future sight in every pack, or we're going to find out in a second. Black Vice. So when I was in high school, I'd put a play set of these in my deck and then a play set of the rack in my deck. I drove my opponents crazy. I don't think Black Vice in this, especially non-foil, is worth much. That's probably just $5, if even that. I hope it's a white border in each pack, as well as a future sight card. And then there we go, Teferi, Druid of Argoth. So these are called the test cards. So these are the play test cards. What a fun way to spice up your cube. So you can use these as your commander. We will do things where everybody in our play group has at least one playtest commander, which includes playtest cards. And silver border. It's all just agreed upon. And it's just a way to spice up when we're doing a long commander night. Like, hey, everybody pull out your playtest deck. And we can do that against each other. Or even we've had ones where I'm like, does anyone mind if I use my playtest deck? And people don't. We did an episode of Shuffle Up and Play. Rachel Weeks was playing her favorite, which is the Colossal Dreadmaw, and we all used other ones as well. You can check out that episode linked here. But here we go. It's Teferi, Druid of Argoth. None of these are worth anything, I believe, either. So I'm going to say I think all of these editors show it, but I think all of them are sub $1 because they're not real Magic cards. Real. Don't get into that debate, but they are a lot of fun. And I actually think that's great that they're not worth anything because you don't have to. There's a lot of debate about getting a hold of the Mystery Booster 2 packs and everything. But if you can't, and you want this for your library, you want one of each? Well, if they're 50 cents each, 20 cents each, you can pick them up pretty easy, can't you? Right? That's pretty good. And then they're for playing with, which I also like. These are all things I like. I do understand why mystery boosters are not in local game stores, and there is a certain logic to it. Because they want to offer something exclusive to high-level events that means something. And they went to good old Gavin, and Gavin's like, I gotcha, and went ahead, and it's kind of like a director's cut, right? When you let the director actually do their job, they create this great thing, and Gavin just got to make this with, I believe, very little corporate meddling, and so he made the best thing ever, but they're like, we want this unique to Magic events. Hell's Caretaker from Legends. And we've even got the Legends watermark there. I guess this is reprinted out of Magic 25. Love that little system. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Don't think this one's worth too much. Gonna say this is probably a $4 card. If it's probably even $2, but okay, so it looks like we get white border in every pack, unless we just had some really good luck. Containment Priest. There was a point where this was worth a lot. Is it worth a lot in white border? I think what we really want are things like the foil future sights. I'm going to say this is maybe a $8 card. Oh, God. So many of you have no idea why I'm probably reacting like this, but to be able to see that art in that frame, it just makes me so happy. Back to basics. Another amazing card. Non-basic lands don't untap during their controller's untap steps. Brutal, brutal. And to see it in that frame, I don't think it's going to be much, though. I'm going to also just say another, sub 10. I'll say $8 again. I don't want to just do that guess for everything. But we need this in foil. So editor, real quick, show us below it and indicate foil. What does this cost in foil? Is it significant difference? We want those foil ones. Planeswalkerificate. Planeswalkerificate. Enchant creature you control. Enchanted creature is a planeswalker in addition to its other types. Its toughness becomes its loyalty. You change its toughness to activate loyalty abilities. Damage lowers toughness. Toughness doesn't heal at the end of turn. It can't block and gains the following abilities. +1, add double red. -1, exile the top card of your library. You may play it this turn. -X, this planeswalker deals X damage to any target. This is what the unsets used to be and what went wrong with Unfinity. Because this isn't just like a meme gag. It's leaning into Magic the Gathering. It's creating a really interesting play experience. It's just really what those old unset cards often used to be, and what somehow got lost when they tried to black border it to, encourage you to play it, and it lost a lot of its charm. Just fantastic. And again, I love that these are all sub $1, as far as I know. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but my understanding is that these place test cards, all of them, I didn't look at the whole set, it's huge, are all sub $1. You can get what you want, real easy. It's so much fun for having this one, playtest commander deck or cube or just to collect, which I'm, like I said, this is all going in my collection. All right. I'm just going to go through, I hope people don't mind that I'm just going to go through them because I want to experience them like this as I talk about it. So we were talking about that I do wish these were in local game stores. Maybe they could have done something like with the first Mystery Booster where there was a convention edition and a slightly different, maybe even just slightly not as special version that was then in, this is good, in Pauper. In the game stores. I don't know the solution because then it's like, well, we want to, and I understand their reasoning. We want to have that special thing that's just at conventions, and we really want it to mean something. We don't just want it to be like, oh, it's a promo. We have that. We want it to really be something that you go to the convention to get to draft Mystery Booster 2. And I do understand that, but simultaneously, not everyone is able to attend a convention for financial reasons, for health reasons, or location reasons, because, a Magic Con, they're at other events too, not just Magic Cons, but we can use Magic Cons as an example. There's only like 4 of those a year. They're really great. Oh my God. Oh, that's so beautiful. That's going in my Merfolk deck. Like, that's not even going in my binder. That's the problem. That is going in my Scholar of the Seas Merfolk deck, my favorite commander deck currently. And just my favorite Merfolk deck. And it's, beautiful. Just beautiful. And there we go. It's Narad, the Beige Flower. Each creature assigns combat damage equal to its mana value rather than its power. What silliness. What a great little thing that you can brew with and have these little playtest cards. Love it. So yeah, it is a mix. Like, there's no Magic Con near you, or, they're not cheap. And the economy's certainly not getting any better. That's why I'm really glad I get to give away 30 of these. I'm not plugging the damn thing. I already did my ad. But, I am glad that my sponsorship, there's well worse sponsorships than one where they're constantly coming to me. And this is one of the many reasons I do like to work with Whatnot. And they're constantly coming to me and saying, hey, what can we do for your followers? Because we want to thank people for coming back to your streams and for being new to your streams. We want to do that. That's not my money that paid for those 30 boxes. That's theirs. And I'm like, I want to give them Magic cards. Ugh, goes right in my Pauper deck too. And I keep pushing for bigger ones. Like, we did the Nintendo Switch 2 versus collector booster box of Spider-Man and Final Fantasy, and that's fun. But I just said, can we just give out as many Mystery Booster 2 as possible? Because people have been upset about all the universes beyond, and I just wanted to lean into kind of the core of Magic, and I was able to do so, with this next one. And I just said, how much is a white border Faithless Looting with Dak Faden, R.I.P. I don't think that the white borders are that big. I think, again, we want those. I think there's probably 2 foil in every box sort of thing, and those are the chance at the $100 cards. So I don't think that this is much. $5. Ooh, Power Matrix, interesting, but not money. This one I'm gonna actually go so far as to say that this is also like just a $2 card. If we're lucky, someone will give me $2 for the Power Matrix. Microscope. Oh no, it's a non-mythical high fantasy item in my Magic game. Well, don't worry, it's just because it's a test card. They would never do that in a real set. But yeah, so I'm just always pushing for that, and I'm just like, look, I can do a sponsorship for a lot of cool places. I like Micro Center. I really love boot.dev. I mean, come on, I'm like, they're teaching you how to code, and it's free. So that's cool too. Again, I'm not plugging. Stop shilling, professors, shilling. I do like most of the places I work with, but I love most of all when I'm able to say, hey, can I just give 30 people each a booster box of my favorite set ever? And it's like a $250 a box set. And they're like, yeah, we'll do that. Because, and I'm like, all right, let's do that. And that's what we're doing. So I hope to see you there. I hope you get one of these. I hope you're able to attend an event, and I hope you're able to draft this or play with friends or whatever, because it really is great. All this just beautiful, like, what it really accomplishes, and one of the problems with the unsets that they said they did get feedback on, was that it was just only silver border cards. So it was like, imagine the entire pack is this. And it's fun for a minute, and then the packs just don't really have that much use. Because again, these cards are only, less than $1 each. And so this is able to go through Magic history. It's taking cards where maybe there's not a lot of value in all of these, but you're traveling through Magic history, you're experiencing this, you're getting stuff. I've seen already 1 million cards for Pauper, for Commander, all of this great stuff. And then you're also getting cool stuff where we're getting a little silly, like white border cards again for people, where we're getting Chain of Vapor, cool. In the Future Sight border, there's some money to be had, and then we've got just a little bit of silliness. And you know what? Maybe this box isn't the one. Maybe I'm not going to get my Oracle. Maybe I'm not going to get my Urza. Maybe I'm not going to hit $250. Right now, we're sitting at like $3.50, perhaps. And I will still maintain, like, that isn't what this is about. You shouldn't be buying Mystery Booster 2 to do what I'm doing here. Oh, look at that Sea Scryer. You should be playing it. And Magic is a game to be played. Someone just yelled at me about our Paigao episode with Reed Duke and Andrea Mengucci. And they're like, oh, so much for buy singles. And I'm like, my friend, we are playing Magic the Gathering. We are showing people a way where with one booster pack each, you and a friend can get 5 mini games of Magic and play with every single card, even the draft chaff, and have funny, silly situations. Like, buy singles is about, don't buy boxes. Don't buy a box to get the one card you want for Commander or to build your standard deck. We're trying to help you out with money and things like that. Part the water veil. When I moved it, I thought it said fart the water veil. I don't think this is worth that much. This is an old take an extra turn, probably sub $2. But it's not about the value. Mental misstep! White border, what a great way. Let's say $5. Oh, City of Brass in that beautiful Future Sight frame. I think this is maybe $7.50, right? Come on. City of Brass. There we go. And plant a sapling. Very fun. But yeah, it's Magic is to be played, and buy singles is about just not, falling for that. I need another box. To get the card that I want. Aven Mind Sensors there was a time when this was like a $20 card. And that time is long past. Show 'em, editor. Long past. But there we go. And that's really it. It's been some bad vibes in Magic. Obviously, Spider-Man was a real big dud. And people are, Wizards had this question that was kind of blaming content creators for how it was received. And I'm like, don't get mad at me that your bad set was received badly. I didn't even do that much content on it. We've been doing a lot of fun content lately. Ever since I stopped with Spider-Man at the absolute minimum, and then I got to make all of these joyful videos about Magic again, about banding, about, like I said, playing Magic with Reed Duke and Andrea. Just all, look at this fun stuff that we got to do. So, you know, and if you're going to blame me, balance. If you're going to blame me for a set doing poorly, are you also going to blame me when a set does really well? Was it my fault that Final Fantasy was the best-selling set of all time? I mean, got 500,000 videos on my 500,000 videos, 500,000 views on my pre-release video, all of my stuff hyping up Final Fantasy because I loved that set. Was that my fault? And I didn't see that questionnaire on the survey. Anyway, whatever. I don't want to get into that. I want to get into how cool a whiteboard or mutilate is. Okay, we got our first foil here. Let's see. Show me the money. Mind twist. No. Oh, there's no way, fam. There's no way that this is one of the money ones. There's no chance. Show me $10? There's just no chance. Oh, now if you only get 2 per box on average, we are in trouble, fam. Fart noise. Fart the water fail. Oh dear. But yeah, it sucks that the vibes are bad, but like the vibes are bad because Spider-Man was followed too with this idea of 7 standard sets, and more than half of them are not Magic the Gathering worlds. And Rosewater made a comment saying there's a little bit of a hint that the year after might be like that too. God damn, you know? So hopefully we can remember that stuff like this exists, and that Magic is what we make of it, and that we can and will and shall enjoy this game on our terms, playing Pauper, like this Ancestral Mask, if you saw our Pauper episode, old school, pre-modern, cube, all kinds of great stuff, all kinds of good times that we can have with this game. And I really do believe that. Whiteboard or Thespian Stage. Do the legacy players want that for their Dark Depths combo? Show me the price. Maybe. Ooh, that's got to be cash. Come on. Engineered Explosives. So I am in a time warp. So I don't sit, and I really am not the finance guy. I know my series is it worth it to buy? But that's really looking at new sets when they come out and analyzing it. And I'm not sitting there with a ticker tape tracking card prices of old sets unless a card gets like a reprint sort of thing. I'm just not. And so that's why I can look at this, and I'm in this kind of time warp of Engineered Explosives. It used to be this $40 card for Modern. I don't know where Modern's really at in most people's radar these days. Modern Horizons had this weird effect of both popularizing and demonizing it simultaneously. It's definitely doing better than Pioneer, RIP. But I don't know. Engineered Explosives, once a $40 card, now a $2 card. In the future sight frame, is this still $40? I doubt it, but let's say at least 20, right? Come on, at least 20. Oh, and there it is, the Colossal Dreadmaw. So this is Rachel Weeks, built an entire commander deck around this. It's such a funny card. Costs the same as the Colossal Dreadmaw, 6/6 trample for 6, but you may cast creature cards from your hand as though they were the card Colossal Dreadmaw. So you just go, if you've got your, let's see, where's a creature card? So if you've got this in your hand, I can just spend 6 and play another Colossal Dreadmaw. We had so much fun on that episode. It was such a hilarious time. Check it out if you haven't seen it. It was just great fun. Oh my goodness. So let's go ahead. We're not halfway through yet, I don't think. I haven't been keeping track. But let's talk about the whole sobriety thing. I hit 1 year sobriety. And there's been a lot of questions about why did I stop drinking for a year? And I hinted at some of them. Nothing serious. There was no, like scary thing. But I guess there was a scary thing that led to it. So what happened was this. I don't know, should I tell like even the I'm gonna, you want to keep a certain amount of privacy, I guess. I'll go ahead. All right, I threw my back out. It was hurting real bad and for a real long time. And it just was not going away. And I went into the doctor, and the doctor, Knight of the Flying Merfolk, sorry to interrupt with this saga, but we got to talk about this bedtime story. Don't put a lore counter on this saga as it enters. Put a lore counter on it at the beginning of your end step rather than your main phase. Sacrifice after. And then we can do 1, create 2 1/1 blue merfolk creature tokens. 2, put a flying counter on each tapped creature you control. Cool. I always say one of the things I like about merfolk is tap matters. And then 3, draw a card for each creature you control that dealt damage to a player this turn. Very neat little card. I can put that aside too. I might slide that into my merfolk deck as well. So anyway, my back's killing me. Going to the doctor. Doctor's like, all right, we got to do the whole thing. Let's see if you broke something, pulled something, strained something. They did all the, x-rays and all that jazz. And they're like, you look fine. You look just fine. Let's sign you up for some physical therapy because you're old. And you need to stretch more. You spend how much time sitting every day? I refuse to answer. So I did some physical therapy and came back. And I was like, my back is still killing me. And that's when the doctor said, well, how much do you drink? And I said, I'm a heavy drinker. I have, and by heavy, I said I have 2 to 3 glasses usually of a drink per, night, 4 nights out of the week. So slightly more than half. Whoa, Sarkon in white border. And I said, so that's heavy drinking to me. And the doctor agreed and said, well, you might have something like an inflamed internal organ. And if you have an inflamed internal organ that is reacting to how much you're drinking, that can cause a back pain because everything in there is just pushing around. And they said, let's go ahead and do these tests for various things. And they went ahead and drew some blood work. Again, I just want to preface this, by the way, with everything's fine. This isn't the story where it turned out, I need a new liver. So spoilers, the story is everything's fine. I don't want anyone scared. And I was like, oh man, this is when I stopped. I was like, as soon as the doctor said that, I was like, all right, I'm not drinking until we get to the bottom of this. So that was a year ago, about 2 weeks ago, a year ago. And I'm like, all right, let's do these blood work tests. And they did the blood work tests and everything came back fine except one little test. One little test had this slightly elevated level. And they said, normally, if there's something wrong with, here we get into scary stuff, your pancreas. For those who don't know your pancreas, if something goes wrong with your pancreas, you are effed. And they said, this one test, normally these levels are actually 3-4 times elevated if there's trouble with your pancreas. And yours are just like a blip above what it should be. And there's natural variation, but that's alarming because it's such a dangerous thing if something's wrong with your pancreas. So we're going to do our due diligence, thank goodness, and schedule you for, and I was freaking out already. And we're going to schedule you for the deeper the scans, right? Like the what is it? The MRI thing. And like we're going to set you up for the bigger level scans to be safe. And I was at this point, this is where I was, and I said, what a stupid thing, because now I'm Googling everything about pancreatitis. And I said, what a stupid thing to throw my health away for, like heavy drinking. Like I liked drinking culture. I started with wine when I was in I didn't start drinking until my late 20s. I never drank in college, really. Little thing, I had a pear cider. I never really was into drinking until actually later in life. I lived in wine country and I got into wine, and then that led to other spirits. And I liked the socialization of it. I really enjoyed more than anything being able to go to people and say, what do you like? I can bring that to you in my house, or I can bring you to it like we're going wine tasting. And I really enjoyed just talking about those things and finding those elements for people. And it just turned into a thing that then you start doing. And as I developed from wines into just most spirits and enjoying that, we brewed beer for a while. My wife and I brewed beer. And we loved it. We loved the kind of just almost culinary aspect of it. And then when I got into working, it was something that, you come home from work after a long day and you're not really going to see your friends. And it's like, what can you do? And it's just a couple hours before bed. Well, you pour a drink, and then you have a drink after dinner, and that's 2. And then you have one more before bed, and there's my 3rd drink of the evening, sort of thing, and that led to that kind of, culture. But I looked at all that and what had developed in me. And this moment where I'm feeling this fear of I've damaged myself. And I thought, what a stupid thing to throw your health away over. Because it as much as I loved it, it was just meaningless to me too. It just really felt meaningless. Champion of the hairish. Love it. And I said, before we went in for the big tests, now I was like maybe a couple weeks I had gone without a drink. Maybe a month at this point. I don't know if I had mentioned it in the first video yet. But to myself, I must have, because in the first video, right, where I mentioned that I wasn't drinking, I said I'm going a year. But that's what I said. That was my deal with, I'm not religious, but that was like my deal with the universe or God or whatever you want to put it. It was not religious, all right? I didn't do I didn't get into the I do not admit there's a higher power. Let's not get into that debate. But I did make a kind of I just was like, this is so stupid to throw because I love my life. I've got my beautiful wife and kid and my dream job and my amazing staff and this community and things are, the older I get, the better things are getting and the happier I'm getting. And, to think that I even just have the version where I've hindered my, life by a couple years. What a stupid, it just felt dumb for a glass of whiskey every night, 2 glasses with 3 glasses of whiskey. And I said, I don't care what the results are. I said, I'm going a year without drinking no matter what, was my little deal to the universe. And the results came back and they said, perfect health. They said we did 2 actually. There's the, see my memory with this stuff. Look, we got Chandra. There's the MRI and the CAT scan or the imaging. There's 2 of them. And we did both of them because I was really freaking out and when we got the first one back, so there's 3 levels and there's the 3rd best test you can do for looking at your, pancreas and liver. There's the 2nd best one and the 1st one. And they started me on the 3rd one. And I was still like, no, it's not good enough. I'm freaking out. And they said, okay, we're going to actually authorize the 2nd one as a safety. And we had that one done. And I'm fine. 100%. They said you're in perfect health. I think the final word was, because I also was now at this point referred to a GI specialist, an expert. And he said, your pancreas is in phenomenal health, he said. So I guess, wasn't drinking that heavy. I don't know. I don't want to get into the debate over if 2 to 3 drinks every 3 to 4 nights is heavy or not, but that's what it was. And this all took a while, though, too, because, they have to schedule the test. And they're like, okay, well, come in 6 weeks and then wait 2 weeks and then come back to your doctor. So that was going on. But it was when we got that first blood work back where that one level was blipped up a little bit. And not even at, the danger zone, but just elevated. And that was enough to freak me out and I just remember the feeling of it just isn't worth it. For all the love I had of drinking as a hobby, which is crazy. I guess when you're describing drinking as a hobby, you're in trouble. It just seemed so stupid. And so I just made that kind of game. I viewed it as a gamer bet with myself. Whiteout! What brilliance that there's no art on Whiteout. No art. All right. I don't know if this is a collector's piece or not, but it should be. It really should be. And I'm going to say this should be at least $20. Come on. Have you no humor? Have you no soul, collectors? Keep it out of a slab. Play with it in your deck. Hostage taker in the future sight frame. Oh, we whiffed on our box though, gang. I don't think we're getting there because I think it's 2 foils per box if you're lucky. And we already got the no good foil. We got the worst one probably. But I still love this set. So, yeah, I was very lucky because a lot of people, I've talked about depression before. I suffer from depression. That might actually be tied to why I drank so much. I didn't feel like I drank out of depression. I felt like I drank out of boredom, I'll be honest with you. Like, it was just something to do. I came home, working so long and hard every day, and I'd come home and I'm just like, what is there to do? And it's just like, here's an activity in a bottle. You pour it, you smell it, you talk about it, you experience it. It was like activity in a bottle. But anyway, if you haven't seen my video where I open up about my struggles with depression, it's an important one. Suffering from depression is not something you should be ashamed of, and we should talk about it more and normalize it. You shouldn't be ashamed of suffering from depression any more than you should be ashamed of having the flu or breaking a leg. It's something that happens to most of us, and it's something that most of us go through, and it's something that is very dangerous when we feel ashamed to talk about it. So I'm very open and proud to talk about my, experiences with depression and stuff. But with drinking, it just, everybody's different, and I talk about that in the depression video. And for me, the second I said, I'm not drinking, it was like a switch. I had not one moment. Actually, I had 2 moments, so I lie. I had no more than 2 moments where it was a problem. Many of my friends, my beautiful, lovely friends in the community, all the people you've seen on Shuffle Up, said to me, oh my God, full art kobolds of Kirkkeep. That's got to be big, because you need the kobolds. You need them for your Prosh deck, right? People want like 1 million of these. It's got to be a $10. Just beautiful. If it's not, this game has gone to hell. This is where the money should be. All right. Another night of the Flying Merfolk. All right. So a lot of people do have a struggle where if they're struggling to stop drinking, and that's very real. And a lot of my friends said to me when I said I've stopped drinking, they said, I will not drink around you. We're going out to dinner. I stopped drinking right before MagicCon Vegas last year. Like, what a time to stop, right? Right before Vegas, where it's just so much fun to be up late and your friends, you haven't seen so many of these people. They live in different parts of the world. You only see them once a year or twice a year at MagicCons. And I'm going out to dinner with I love these people, and what a great way to share that love than by letting the liquor flow, right? And so I'm like, oh great, I've stopped drinking 2 weeks before MagicCon, and people said to me, because I was chatting about it, because I wasn't ashamed of it, and I'm open about it, and everybody said, hey, we'll be sure not to drink at dinner around you. And I said, I really don't feel it's a problem. Go ahead. And then I was hoping it wasn't a problem, and it really wasn't. I did not at any point, not even for a minute, feel a little pang of like, oh, I'm like looking at, someone's glass of wine or whiskey glass or old fashioned and drooling over it. It meant it. I cannot convey to you how it just was like, it meant nothing to me. It was meaningless. And I'm so lucky because I have looked into it, and a lot of people, it's a real problem. And it just wasn't for me. I did not come home wanting a drink. As soon as I whiteboarder Colossal Dread, Ma, it's a 6 for $6. Come on, your whiteboarder Colossal Dread, Ma. Gotta be $6. Crack Clan Ironworks. So I'm very, very, I love that this is a commander. It's Glimpse, the Unthinkable, not Glimpse the Unthinkable. Love it. Glimpse the Unthinkable can't be chosen. The name Glimpse the Unthinkable can't be chosen. Shroud. I'm putting this aside. I'm building a commander deck around Glimpse right now. Oh, it's hilarious. What fun. And then there were two nights where it was not even a problem, but I had one night where something really, really bad happened to me. Not like scary bad, health bad, person's like just, it wasn't even something bad. I had an Urza day, all right? I had the Urza-ist day of all days. And I came home from work, and it was just one of those days. You know the Weird Al song, Just One of Those Days? And now the world blows up and everyone's dead. And it just felt like, oh my God, I would just, what you do on a day like that is you pour yourself a stiff drink symbolically. And I came home and I was like, God damn, what a day. What a day. I gotta pour a drink. I would love to pour a drink right now and just, and stuff. And that was actually like 10 months into it. And I had a brief moment where I thought mentally, close enough, right? And it's just gonna be one. And then I luckily dismissed that and said, nah, that's stupid. Ooh, white border plates. I don't even want to. It's just going to be so heartbreaking that this is like $1. But I mean, maybe that's good because then we can stock up on it, right? Because then I can go and get my 20. Screw your secret lair. If this is $1, okay, editor, show the price, obviously. If this is like $1 or $2 and you spend $40 on 10 basic lands, it's only 5 basic lands on a secret lair, but $40 at $2 a land, 5 is $10. So you get 20 of these for the price of a secret lair. Why buy singles? This is what it's about, people. It's not a religion. It's not this unfathomable like doctrine of like, don't open packs ever, don't play the game, but just stop buying these fucking secret lairs and go down to your local game store. Do you know the biggest profit margin for the majority of local game stores is singles? Now, every store is different, but most stores, if you say to them, I have $100, I will buy $100 worth of sealed product or $100 worth of your singles, most stores will say we get almost no profit on that sealed product, and we get almost all of our profit from the singles. And yes, online marketplaces that sell from most of those places are local game stores putting their inventory up there. And that's where we got the 30 Mystery Booster 2s, by the way. We were not on the Secret Lair convention in a box. We look around, because this just got approved for me like a week or two ago. And so I got the funding approved, and we just go on online marketplaces, and I try and intentionally look for local game stores that have like 1 or 2 boxes. And it's like, cool, it's been sitting up there. I'm going to support a local game store with this money from Whatnot and give these out to people. Anyway, future site, in the future site. Cool. I don't care if this is a $90 box. I'm going to guess right now this is a $90 box. Pyromancy 101, a sorcery lesson. Look at this beautiful card. Everything Magic should be is in one of these booster packs. A+ product. A freaking plus. I don't give a damn if it's not worth anything because it's about the game, people. I've been heartbroken over the state of everyone, of Magic, and yeah, I know I did the I Feel Nothing video, and am I part of it? I don't know. There's so much joy to be had if you just take control of this game. Anyway, I just love it. And that's why it hurt with all the, like, he hates Magic, he's destroying, the Spider-Man set, according to Wizards, apparently. I don't know. But, like, I love this game. I love this community. I want people to buy Magic products and play Magic as a game. I just want it to be fair and accessible and equitable and all that stuff. Anyway, so I stopped drinking. And then there was one other day, now I'm going right back into it. There was one other day where I came home and it was the best day. Like, just what a day. It was also, I think we got some really good news. You'll see it on an upcoming video. Just beautiful news. And I was like, this is the day where you pop open a bottle of champagne. And I really, again, this was like a couple months ago, right? So both of those days, I had the bad day and the good day right next to each other. Not quite, but close. And I was like, this is the day where you symbolically pop open a bottle of champagne, right? This is celebrate, get your friends over. And I was like, God, I'm not even like, I like red wines when I drank. And I over-beered it because when you brew your own beer, I got sick of beer. We did our wedding anniversary at the Dogfish Head Brewery. That was our 13-year wedding anniversary. But we got so sick of beer, but like red wine and whiskey was my drinks of choice. So champagne wasn't quite on there, but I just felt on that day, what great news. I would love to just pop open a bottle of champagne and to kind of symbolically celebrate the good news. And I didn't. And that was it. And then that's really been it. I've been ordering the mocktails and the zero alcohol beer. It's like kind of pointless, to be honest with you. I don't need it. I'm fine with, cranberry juice or just sparkling water. I don't need the whole mocktail. I've done it more, it doesn't do anything for me. I'm not like, okay, I'm having that beer. And so there we are. So where am I going forward as we talk about the future? Here's the deal. Everything indicates that what happened was I am in my 40s and I threw my back out really, really bad. And that's what led to all of this. And I threw my back out really, really bad, and I don't do yoga, and I don't stretch, and I gotta change. I gotta do that. It's easier, though, for me to stop drinking alcohol than to do yoga once a week. I'm sorry, but it's true. But I need to do yoga, and I need to stretch, and I haven't had a back pain since or anything like that. But it seems like I threw my back out. Hey, it's a merfolk goblin. And that's a real card, and it's a questing beast. No, I will not name what it does. Where is our... I don't think they did it. I think it was a joke, but it would be so cool to get the full art textless questing beast. That'd be great. Reliquary Tower. Are we only going to get one foil in this box? What a dink of a box. It's like, I want to like get people excited for this set, and I open the worst box ever. Oh well, it happens, my friends. You're not going to crack that $250 Urza or $150 Oracle, but they're in there. Maybe they're in the last 2 packs. As of now, this is the last I'm going to publicly talk about the sobriety, and I hope that people will respect that, at least for the time being. I think it's up to me what my relationship looks like with drinking going forward, and I think that if I do have a day where I want to pop that champagne, maybe I will. Right now, like I said, it's been over a year now. It was like 2 weeks ago was the anniversary. I was actually out with my friend, and I was like, this is the opportunity to have that drink, and I didn't want to. Did not want to. Just not. I'm right now. I'm just not drinking, but I reserve the right, is what I'm saying, too, because everything seems like there was nothing wrong with me. If I want to explore, like, I don't want to drink like I was before, but if I want to have a drink on New Year's or with a friend, I don't want it to be this thing where it's like, the professor's back on the wagon, or there's some Reddit post, there's a photo of me at, the next MagicCon Vegas, and I've got a glass of red wine. There's a danger when you get your personal life public like this, and then there's the scrutiny and stuff. But I may never drink again too, but that's also not going to be anyone's business. He who made it everyone's business by talking about it in his public videos to hundreds of thousands of people says. I wanted to kind of chat about my journey, why I did it, and I promised people that if I made it to a year, I'd talk about it in a video, and this is the video where I talk about it. But going forward, I think that it's my choice what I'm going to do with my life, and maybe a year from today, I will have a video where I say, very casually, in fact, hey, by the way, I haven't had a drink in 2 years now. Or maybe I'll say, hey, by the way, I enjoy a glass of whiskey with friends, and that's the end of it. I don't keep any alcohol in the house. If I do choose to drink again, it will be very, very light, because even though there's nothing wrong with me, it seemed so stupid. Ooh, Mother of Runes, right in the first one. All right, it's our last pack. It seems so stupid a thing to shorten your life over that I'm very over it. I'm just very over it. And again, making that decision was like a switch off. So there you go. I may try pot. Everybody thinks I'm lying when I say I've never had pot. I've had an edible, the kind that just has the sleep aid, and that was only just recently, starting a couple years ago. A certain member of the magic community had been yelling at me for years as I talked about my issues with sleep, which have actually gotten better since I stopped drinking, to do edibles. And my dad was a pothead, and so I have a bad relationship mentally with pot for pleasure. Mentally for me, I don't give a damn if anyone does it, and I'm this, but I've never smoked a joint. And I've been thinking, hey, if I've stopped drinking, maybe I should try smoking a joint. I seem like the type of personality that could probably stand to relax a little bit. Everybody in my life, literally everybody, when I mention maybe pot would do me good, are like, yeah, chill the F out, prof. Take it down a notch. So I don't know. Maybe I'll update you a year from now if I've yet to try a joint, if I do. Anyway, are we going to get a $150 card here? We're getting down to it. Please don't let the results of this box, which is the worst box ever. Hey, at least I'm not sending this box to one of you, where we only had one foil. Oh my God, that's our last future sight. That's our last future sight. All right, what's my guess? I have no idea. I have no idea what we're at, but I don't think we made it. And I don't care, and I really, really hope, I'd like to think big of you all right now. I'd like to think big of you all to recognize that this isn't about getting $250. It's just not. I think we got half. I'm gonna guess 125. I think this was a dud box financially, but I am gonna get, I've got my folders back there of all my Ice Age Homelands, the Dark. I've got complete collections. I don't do this for new sets, but I want a complete Mystery Booster 2 folder. I'm gonna build some decks with these cards, look into what I need for my cube, play with them, adore them. That's what Magic's about. Show me 125? So no, we did not get there, but I don't think that speaks to the poor quality of a mystery booster because these are not meant to be cracked for value. They're meant to be enjoyed. And yeah, if you go to a big Magic event like a Magic Con, you can play in mystery booster drafts, but if you get a booster box of Mystery Booster 2, you can hold that draft with your friends, whether at home or even at your local game store. And while I do hope very much that this product comes to retail eventually so that people all across the world can enjoy it, I am giving away 30 of them for us in the meantime this Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific, and then again on Saturday, October 25th at 1 p.m. Pacific, 30 booster boxes of Mystery Booster 2 on Whatnot, and I'm giving each and every one of you who creates a brand new account $15 to spend on, well, whatever you'd like on Whatnot, from Magic cards and accessories to deck boxes and play mats. And that's good in my store or anyone's store when you create a brand new account by going to www.whatnot.com/invite/Tolarian College. Even if you don't want to claim that $15 credit and pick up some Magic cards, then I do hope you'll still hang out with me. We're going to be having a lot of unscripted fun talking Magic the Gathering and giving away these 30 booster boxes of Mystery Booster 2. It all starts this Thursday at 3 p.m. on Whatnot, right after the Command Zone stream. Tune in for them. They're giving away Final Fantasy Collector booster boxes. Wow. Thank you, Whatnot, for sponsoring this major card show event and this video.
Next time on Shuffle Up and Play.
What's up? It's Shuffle Up and Play, and today we have balanced our decks against a medium deck.
Mid? Do they call it? I think the kids call it mid.
But okay, off.
Your deck was bonkers, crazy, powerful.
They replaced a couple cards.
And how many was that?
20? I have a really easy turn one, a Gloom Lake Verge land.
Drop return.
And then I'm gonna drop return.
This is what I assume your lives are usually like. As influencers.
You're an influencer.
You're an influencer.
I wanna tell you this, see, that's what you do!
Death Cap Glade.
That a no cap? What's the, it's cap? Yeah, cap. Cap.
I want to attack, but I don't think anybody's naked. We've got a 4/4 Froggy.
Can't be naked.
What? Is this a common vibe?
Sometimes I say things and I don't know why.